Are we live? Hold on. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the BedroomTalk podcast. Me, I'm Thato. Why am I out of breath? This is episode 26 of the scarce BedroomTalk podcast. The podcast that never comes out. Welcome to the Bedroom Talk. It's very scarce, you know. If it's scarce, it means it's valuable. It means it has value. It's valuable, not scarce or rare. But it's a tactic like those diamond guys use to where they control what gets put out. They control how many diamonds are in the market, and then they can say, it's very, very hard, very, very difficult to find this one. Very, very difficult. So it's very expensive. You know? So I control the supply of the BedroomTalk podcast. So I put value because I'm the one who's in charge. Very difficult to make. BedroomTalk podcast is coming to you, coming at you live from our brand new studios. If actually it does have production value now. I almost said if the podcast had more production value, I would have people clapping in the background, but I actually kind of did add a little bit of production value. Anyway, I'm not gonna add people clapping, but the BedroomTalk podcast is coming to you live from our brand new digital studios. There's nothing physically new, okay? It's digital. It's all digital. It looks new to me, feels new to me. So it's fucking new, dog. BedroomTalk podcast from our brand new digital studios. I'd like to send a shout out to our studio designer. Anyway, fucking boy, oh boy, where have I been? No, I'm not gonna get into that. You know what I want to talk about? Okay, I wasn't part of this conversation, but I was made aware of a conversation, right? About cuddles. I was made aware of a conversation about cuddles, about how, generally speaking, according to the general population, the general consensus and the general thought and the general opinion of the general population, generally speaking, in general terms, guys generally don't like cuddles. You know? Now, are there levels to cuddling? Are we talking just cuddling, or are we talking post? Excuse me, I just had tea. People give me shit for having tea. I mean, why can't I have tea? Here's my new tea. People give me shit for drinking tea and for using a tray when I eat. Like anything. Doesn't matter what I'm having though. If I'm about to have a meal, I use a tray all the time. People give me shit for that. They tell me I'm like an old soul type shit. Like, dude, now I'm gonna sacrifice practicality for your stupid ideals in your head. Come on, dude. It's practical to use a tray though. If you're eating something with meat, where you wanna put the bones on the plate that you're eating on. Now who's the fucking weirdo? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, cuddles. Is it like are pre-coitus cuddles the issue? Or are we talking pre-coitus or post-coitus cuddles issue? I want to say post-coitus cuddles. I think that's where it's more accepted in general. Apparently, guys don't mess with post-coitus cuddles. I hate having to always set myself apart, but really, well, what's the deal? What's the big deal? It's not what's the big deal? I feel like people don't give cuddles a chance. That's what I think. Personally speaking, I'm personal now. No, the opposite of general. Yeah. Before this, everything was general. Personally speaking, I think people don't give cuddles a chance. I think you come into cuddles already with preconceived notions of what cuddling is like. You hear my Jesus hitting me with, "Aye, dude, every time we do the thing, she wants to hang and cuddle, even on the movies and TV shows. It's always showing with the gents are not supposed to cuddle." Anyway, and I'm like, nah, bro. It's actually, it depends. You know what I was thinking? There's like people can be detached, eh? I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I'm like, this is how it's making sense in my head. If you can be detached so much that you can, first of all, when I said coitus, I shouldn't have used the word coitus. Let me use intercourse, because coitus suggests coitus is premarital intercourse. Coitus is premarital intercourse. So let me say intercourse. Let me not put it in a box, right? What I'm trying to say is, if you can be detached so much to separate intimacy from intercourse, then I think it's gonna be weird for you to engage in cuddles after intercourse. Because intercourse is supposed to be ultimate intimacy. No, now I'm not pushing. Hence, I'm saying I shouldn't have said coitus. I'm not pushing marital, premarital. This is not what this conversation is about. What I'm trying to say is, I think the reason people, or guys generally, have this notion that cuddles after intercourse is not on, is because we've gotten to a point where, oh shit, I hope it doesn't load shit. It's really unfortunate that we have to worry about things like that, eh? But anyway, I'm sorry, let me get the... Oh man, I shouldn't have had that team. I mean, I like team. Yeah, that's why I feel like guys don't vibe with cuddling, because we are so, generally speaking, the general consensus generally speaking among guys is that we are so detached. We are so detached that we've separated intimacy from intercourse. You understand? We've also so many things. We deprive ourselves of so many things because of all these societal structures. Actually, welcome to the BedroomTalk podcast woke edition. But for real, I can't drink tea because it's an old thing. What if I like tea, bro? I like tea and rusks. What's the deal? I have that shit almost every day, and I dip them. You better dip them. You can't have rusks without dipping them. If you have rusks without dipping them, you're the weirdo, because that thing is hard. You have to dip them. I have rusks at least once every 2 days. That's if I have a box. If I run out, then I run out. I'm run out until I get another one, right? And people give me shit because I have to have my rusks with tea, and I just had rusks with tea right now. I feel good, I like feeling the raisins because I buy muesli rusks, right? Fucking raisins and nuts in there. Feels good. I fuck with it. Oh, back to, we deprive ourselves of good experiences of things that we don't even know we like, because say, dude, that's some old people shit. That's some lady shit. That's some, So I had a conversation with some dudes, and I mean, this guy wasn't saying it, but he was saying that he had seen, I think it was on Twitter, on the Twitter. He said he saw on the Twitter that people, it's you as a guy, if you are to put lotion on your body, right, or Vaseline, depending on whatever it is that you do. Now, when you come out of the Vascom, or you're coming out of the bath, of the warm, of the warm bath, or you're coming out of the shower. No, that's how I said. Shower. I forgot. Shower. Nah, it's not shower. When you're coming out of the shower, and you're trying to moisturize your skin, so you use Vaseline, lotion, Aqueous, right? Apparently, as a gent, you're not supposed to put if you wanna moisturize your legs, you're not supposed to put your leg on top of something else. God, think about it, gents. If it's unfortunate that when you think about it already, you're feeling weird. Think about yourself putting your one leg on like a raised platform to put lotion on your body, and now you smearing that thing on your legs, and at some point you're gonna have to run it by your ass cheek, right? Just picture that. Apparently, a man is not supposed to do that. And it went on to say, how do you moisturize your buttocks as a guy? I mean, I'm like, dude, me, I go all in, bro. Don't even play me like that. Me, I grab them cheeks, dog. I grab my butt cheeks more proper. Especially with the leg up. I'm telling you, leg up. And then I moisturize my shit proper. I don't down myself for no one. Whatever, bring it, right? Remember, Biggie. Anyway, yeah, I moisturize my shit proper. I don't have that. I get it though. I get how you as a gent make you feel uncomfortable, but I don't have a problem with that. Imagine now you can't moisturize yourself proper because you're afraid. Just free yourselves. Free yourself of the shackles. There's something else that I do. Yeah. This one is too explicit. Let's not have it. But let me put it like this. Imagine you're on your bed and you're on your phone, right? This one is funny. As a majida. Have you ever sat on your bed on your stomach? Have you ever sat face down, ass up as a guy? Now you can take that position into any situation. I'm not gonna mention any other situation, right? But picture yourself in one situation as a guy. Do you have to sit face down, ass up? Maybe you're on your phone, Maybe you're doing something that needs your face in a certain position, and there isn't enough room for your legs to be stretched out, right? And you have to raise your posterior to accommodate yourself on that thing. Wait, I'm trying to get that ESCOM app so I can see if this podcast is worth continuing and finishing. Because if it cuts, we're having a disaster. I really hope nothing happens. I have a running order here. Yeah. So many things we deprive ourselves because we're afraid of being feminine. Actually, I've had really cool conversations over the week. Another conversation I had was about how, like, femininity, I mean, linguistically speaking, of course, but how femininity is automatically associated with women, and masculinity is automatically associated with men. Apparently, I mean, not apparently, but it shouldn't be the case. Or we should broaden the borders of what femininity and masculinity is. Here's an example I can give you. One time, right, I was in my bedroom. Now, I cannot, hold on. And are we good? Are we good? Stage 2. When am I getting part? When is this thing getting part? Getting cut. Cut. It's supposed to get cut. Anyway, sorry. Forgive me. I'm not gonna look at it. But if the podcast cuts, I'm sorry. The fuck was I saying? Feminine. Yeah. Here's an example I can give you. One time I was in a situation where I had how do I put this delicately? I had someone, a human being, right, see my living space, right? I have a living space, as everybody else does, and I had someone who had never been to my living space feast their eyes upon it, right? And I kid you not, the first Richard Pryor, the first thing they said was, "Wow, this is not to pat myself on the back. It's to put emphasis on what the points that I'm trying to make." Their first comment was, "Your living quarters or your living space is quite clean," right? I was like, cool. Yep. I like it clean, so I know everything else. So, cousin of mine made a joke that they don't like a bed where you can't see under it, just in case there's a snake, right? So the funny thing was, everything in his place, it's like elevated. It looks weird. Anyway, yeah, like, yeah, your living space is quite clean. I was like, yeah, cool, thanks. And then the next question was, are you straight? I'm like, word, son, word. I was like, yeah, I'm straight. At the time, it doesn't bug me to this day, but it's just weird. It's messed up. Not messed up. It's just, proves my point that we need to fix what we deem as feminine, because being clean is not feminine. Smelling goo is not feminine. And brushing your teeth is not feminine. And doing your hair is not feminine. Matter of fact, I need to get myself a bonnet. I need to get myself a bonnet, right? Put that shit. I'm gonna get myself a bonnet. I'm sick of this do-rag. I'm getting myself a bonnet, right? Yeah, that's my next move. That's my next. What is it? That's how I shall flex on them from now on. I'm getting myself a bonnet. Dog. See me rocking a bonnet in the middle of the screen. What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about being out of touch. That one is very tough and extensive. I've come to a realization, especially this year, I've come to a realization that we are not governed by our voice as a generation, our voice as a youth. I'm sorry, was that too loud? Forgive me, for I have sinned. Our voice as a youth is very much diluted with people that had the privilege and opportunity, that had the privilege to choose a struggle. Now hear me out. Our voice is not unequally. The balance of the voice is skewed. My vocabulary is limiting me, but like the voice of the struggle of our generation is too diluted with people from within the generation, but who have the privilege of choosing what struggle it is that we are facing. It's I mean, I guess you could argue that it's someone who's coming from an outside perspective, who's looking at it from an outside perspective, which I get. But it also exposes us to not unrealistic, but fake, not necessarily fake. Yet again, I'm being forsaken by my vocabulary. It exposes us to, what's the opposite of ungenuine? Of genuine, forgive me. Ungenuine is not a word. Let's look it up, right? It's always fun to look shit up, right? On the podcast, genuine. I know there's a word, but genuine antonym. What? Oh, there you go. Genuine. Bogus. What? Authentic, real. No, opposite. Fake, bogus, insincere. I mean, let's just stick with bogus. It exposes us to bogus conversations and bogus activism. I'm not saying just because you didn't go through it, you cannot sympathize, you cannot empathize. But I would think that having the people who know exactly what it is they are going through speak, not more, but be on the forefront. You find I'm finding it very, very difficult to explain what I'm trying to say, but here's an example. Some time ago, there's a female rapper lady called No Name, right? And remember, on the podcast we don't drop names, so I didn't say anybody's name. I said No Name. So this lady had said something about rappers and black entertainers and everything not acknowledging their responsibility in the community, in their responsibility and the influence that they have on our generation and all that stuff, and saying that these rapper guys are not pushing the right narratives, like to help other black kids grow, to help other black kids do the right thing, to guide us in the right path. Always talking about stuff that is gonna make the black community suffer more instead of becoming a better one. And then J. Cole, actually, it wasn't specifically that. I don't wanna be too specific about it. I think it was about climate change. If it wasn't about climate change, it was about money, investing. If it wasn't about money, it was about voting. If it wasn't about voting, it was about how we treat women, whatever. But whatever it is she was saying was that what the black entertainers are portraying is bad for the community, the keeners that are watching that shit. And then J. Cole came out and said, like, J. Cole came out and responded to that. I think it was a song, and people were bashing Cole for that song. But I understood what Cole was saying. He was saying that you might be right. Yeah? You most certainly are right. You most probably are right with what you're saying. But it's not fair for you, not knowing where I come from, to tell me how I should utilize my influence, especially knowing for a fact that this is new to my people, to my generation. This level of influence, it's new to us, and you have this assumption that I'm already supposed to know how to maneuver a world where my voice has an influence and not allowing me to fumble, dude. And this is a general thing with everything. People are not allowed to fumble. You understand? People are not allowed to fumble when dealing with new ideas. If something is new to you, you should be able to not navigate it perfectly, dude. It's new. You don't know what it is. And I think such strictness is more enforced by the same people that I spoke about who had the privilege of choosing what struggle they are gonna stand behind. If you're choosing the struggle that you're gonna stand behind, it's very easy for you to point and say, nah, you are fucked up because you don't know this is how things are supposed to be done. This is another example of what I'm trying to. I feel like I'm all over the place and my shit is not coming together. But what I'm trying to say is, here's another example. I remember at school, right? I mean, I know this is trivial, but let's hear me out. At school, they had a thing where they would be like, there was a policy, right? I think when it came to exams or assignments, when an exam was going to be happening, when an assignment was due, blah, blah, blah. And the policy that they had was, ignorance is not an excuse. I really hope I haven't said this before in the podcast, but one of the policies was ignorance is not an excuse. And I remember reading this, it was a while back, and I'm like, how? I mean, I know you have the responsibility of finding things out, but you have the responsibility of paying attention. Pay attention. And yes, actually not the responsibility of finding things out. You don't have the responsibility of finding things out. You don't know what you're supposed to find out. You just have to pay attention, and then you find out what you're supposed to find out. So when they say ignorance is not an excuse, manji, wow, and then what do? If I didn't know, how is that not an excuse? You have the responsibility of paying attention. If you didn't know, dude. How is that not an excuse? How am I supposed to know what I don't know I'm supposed to know? BedroomTalk podcast took a dark, deep turn. I feel like I haven't explained this accurately enough or adequately. But I think that'll do for now. Let's quickly do Reddit bam, and we'll call it a night. Un momento, por favor. Tuyo Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaia. Narcos, right? Ask me advice. Would you still want to have sex with a woman after this? It's too long. Am I being toxic? No. Let's not read that. How to talk to some. These abbreviations. What does SO mean? Getting choked. Oh, significant other. Actually, I had looked this up earlier. How to talk to significant other about getting choked. Checked. Oh my goodness. For low testosterone. My goodness. How do I move on? I feel guilty over how supportive my boyfriend is. Am I sad crying too often? I believe I'm a burden. How do I approach a girl online and tell her that I'm romantically? Don't do it in line, dog. Forget. Baning. Go outside. Jeez. Go outside, dog. Leave the online girls alone. A friend confessed to me. Gosh, do they really have to be this long? How do I shoot? I don't want to, I also don't want to get too nasty on the podcast. Girl I met has a sugar daddy. Mental health also earnest on phone, so apologize for formatting. For those that are primarily bedrooms, not. Oh boy, why did he send me a fire emoji on my Instagram story? It left me on red when I replied to it. Let's get into this one. This one is for the kids. I'm kidding. Why did he send me a fire emoji on my Instagram story? It left me on red when I replied to it. So on my Instagram story, I put a pic of myself hiking with a nice view in the background, and this guy sent a fire emoji reacting to it. They wrote a reacting thing to it. You see, it's not my reading. It's I replied to it saying, yes, the views are fire. Yet he left me on red. That reply was trash. Why send a fire emoji then? Why send the fire emoji? Why send a fire emoji then? Doesn't that mean you're trying to say someone's hot? Oh, maybe he fucks with the view. Kanti. It's not just you in a white background. For context, I met this guy a few weeks ago on a group charity trip. He was a staff member. I found him cute, but I was too shy to try to talk to him, so we didn't end up talking too much. I'm not sure if he's attracted or interested in me though. Do you have any advice? That response you gave was trash. Not trash, but it makes it difficult. It makes it difficult for him to come back because he already said some. Actually, fire emoji. Actually, you guys are both bad for each other. Leave each other alone. Leave each other alone. Hold on, let me find out woman and finish this one. Yeah, leave each other alone because you guys are bad for each other. It's that comment was not so great. I mean, he could have been talking about the view. Hey, it's not just you on that picture thing. There's also a few. Shit, the podcast. Let's one for the ladies and then we're done. I hope it's a feminine hygiene again. Should I, a 21-year-old female, worry about this? About his bonding with a female co-worker? These ones are boring. I don't want work ones. I want ones about my how do I shave? Anyone else dating a man child? Oh boy. I want to take the high road with my ex, but also want to ghost him. Feeling kind of starved. Is it okay to cuddle with friends? If yes, how do I ask? No, don't do that. Don't cuddle with your Manchita friends. Don't do that. That's selfish. What's that sound now? Don't do to cuddle with your guy friends. That's selfish. How do you decide when to stop meeting in public when dating? Boy, where's the one about vaginas? How do I get my clients? Well, I have trouble believing the story of my. What's FWB now? I need advice on whether or not I should stay in my relationship that is loving and reliable but not passionate. Boy, my mom is living with me. Boy, just got a great job offer. Boy, self-conscious but wants to do better for herself and relationship. My long-term partner is an artist and uses adult content as reference. We have come to a bit of a compromise where I give him space while he draws and looks for reference. Oh, he's an artist. So what being Damabonara? Okay. For me, I just compare myself to these model women and think I look disgusting in comparison. Yeah, you should put yourself out of those thoughts. Also, I almost said he should not tell you about all those things, but really, you should. Bitch, it's called self-esteem. It's esteem on yourself, bitch. Cat Williams. I probably had some body dysmorphia before this. But have no way to get support at this time. Although my brain knows better, it's to improve his art. What? It's to improve his art. My rational mind just sees women that are more appealing to look at. Any advice to help me get over this? Or general advice for someone like myself struggling to be happier with my appearance? I get that it's very difficult for conversations about physical appearance to happen in any relationship, really. So I shouldn't have said what I said about self-esteem, but it's very easy to just suggest communication and just say, I'll communicate with him, tell him how you feel, blah blah blah. But some things you have to work on yourself. Some things you should work on yourself, and I don't think it should be something that bothers you too much. He's an artist, dude. Imagine you married to someone and they have to go have the sex scene on the TV there with another person. Imagine how that's gonna be like. So it's a whole trust thing. Unfortunately, it comes down to just communicating. Also, these are these are adult people on the internet. They're not real. The internet is not real. That's it. Thank you so much for coming back and listening to the Bedroom Talk podcast. Bedroom Talk podcast is very scarce lately, and it will all make sense eventually. I really hate saying that, but It is what it is, but it ain't what it was. I always said I love you guys. I do. I do. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Have a good rest of the week. Couldn't get burned.